Jupiter in Aries in the 5th house implies a personality that is adventurous, enthusiastic, and passionate. It suggests someone who is self-confident, energetic, and has strong leadership abilities. However, this placement may also indicate potential impatience, impulsiveness, and a tendency to act rashly without considering the consequences. In relationships, this person may be exciting, spontaneous, and fun-loving. They have a strong desire for personal freedom, which means they value relationships that do not restrict their independence. However, this need for freedom sometimes makes them seem self-centered or insensitive to their partner's needs. Career-wise, this placement suggests success in jobs requiring creativity, initiative, and leadership. Fields such as entertainment, sports, or anything that requires risk-taking could be rewarding. However, they need to manage their tendency for bold actions which might lead to sudden gains or losses. Their primary strength lies in their motivation, courage, and ability to inspire others. Still, they may struggle with impulsivity, lack of patience, and inadvertent self-centeredness. Personal growth lessons include learning to balance self-assertion with understanding others' needs, being careful not to rush into decisions, and recognizing that true leadership involves listening and empathy as much as boldness and action. In conclusion, Jupiter in Aries in the 5th house represents a dynamic and bold individual, but one who needs to learn patience, empathy, and the value of carefully considered actions for long-term success and growth. Having Jupiter in Taurus in the 5th house suggests a person gifted with natural creativity and a love for beauty. They are often practical and patient, and have the capacity for long-term planning. They have a keen eye for luxury and value, which may find outlet in careers related to finance, arts, or luxury goods. They are endowed with a strong sense of self-worth and optimism. These traits often attract fortune and opportunities. Confidence and an optimistic outlook are their strengths. Consequently, they tend not to give up easily, constantly seeking and persevering for growth. However, their love for luxury and excess can often lead them into overindulgence or materialism. This could be their challenge, learning to balance their lust for life and sensual pleasures with grounded realism. In their relationships, they generally look for stability, loyalty, and predictability. Yet, they must also learn not to be overly possessive or materialistic in their relationships. Their personal growth lessons largely revolve around learning to master the art of balance, between their indulgence and responsibility, their needs and others' needs, and their patience and their desires. They are also advised to use their creativity and optimism in a constructive manner, instead of falling into hedonistic tendencies. Over time, they can learn to better balance their natural talents and instincts, and as they mature, they will likely discover that their greatest joy comes from creating and sharing with others, and not just from accumulating wealth or pleasure for themselves. Jupiter in Gemini in the 5th house suggests a person who possesses an endless curiosity and a deep desire for knowledge. This person loves sharing new ideas, information, and facts, stimulating conversations and interactions with others. One might consider them intellectual, sociable, and flexible in their mindsets, constantly seeking new experiences and perspectives. When it comes to relationships, they usually thrive in dynamic, intellectually stimulating connections. Their expansive mindset and ability to communicate makes them highly adaptable to changes that occur within relationships. However, they may run into trouble with indecisiveness, due to their characteristic Gemini trait of seeing all sides of a situation. Career-wise, they might excel in professions where intellectual flexibility, good communication, and adaptability are key. Such fields could include public relations, journalism, teaching, and sales. This placement also hints at potentially being successful in areas where creativity is needed. Strengths associated with this placement are intellectual flexibility, sociability, and a love for learning. Challenges may include indecisiveness, a lack of focus, or scattered energy due to the constant mental activity. As for personal growth, learning to focus and direct their intellectual energy could be an important lesson. Developing a deeper understanding and patience, rather than constantly seeking new inputs, may be beneficial for them. Combining their intellectual curiosity with a steady and focused approach can lead to greater satisfaction and success both personally and professionally. Having Jupiter in Cancer in the 5th house suggests a personality with a strong and protective emotional core. This person is attracted towards domesticity and security, and they value feelings and intuition. They're often nurturing, generous, sympathetic, and caring, and they have a knack for making people feel at home. Their strengths in empathy, understanding, and comforting others often make them beloved by those who know them. In relationships, they're dedicated and loyal. They're seeking not just companionship, but a deep emotional connection. They often make terrific parents or caregivers thanks to their inherent nurturing nature. In terms of challenges, they might struggle with oversensitivity or becoming overly attached to people or things. They might be prone to worry excessively about those they care about. Overcoming these challenges often involves learning to let go, trust others, and build independence. In career, they often shine in fields where they can use their nurturing abilities. They might be attracted to roles that involve caring for others such as teaching, nursing, childcare, or counseling. Any role that allows them to create a sense of safety and comfort would be fulfilling for them. The growth lesson for them is finding a balance between protecting those they care about and encouraging independence and self-reliance in others. They must learn not to let their strong emotions overshadow their own needs. Over time, they may learn to appreciate the strength and wisdom they gain from the challenges and lessons they encounter, and ultimately this awareness improves their emotional resilience. Having Jupiter in Leo in the 5th house indicates a dynamic and expressive personality. This individual is likely to be confident, creative, and naturally drawn towards leadership roles. They may enjoy being the center of attention and radiate warmth, generosity, and a strong sense of self. These characteristics can often make them popular in social environments. In relationships, they might look for partners who appreciate their zest and expressiveness. However, they may struggle with pride and egotism, making it crucial for them to learn balance between self-love and humility. Sometimes, they may tend to dominate their partners or be overly dramatic. Nonetheless, they are extremely loyal and protective in love. Career-wise, this placement often indicates a strong preference for professions requiring creativity, leadership, and public interface. Good potential careers could be acting, directing, teaching, or any role that allows them to inspire and lead others. Strengths include their infectious positive energy, creativity, and dominance. Yet, challenges may include dealing with their ego, melodramatic behavior, and potential to overpower others. To grow personally, these individuals should work on balancing their need for attention with the need to let others shine. Lessons might include learning humility, empathy, and sharing the spotlight. Overall, their big-hearted personality paired with their immense creativity could lead to major accomplishments, provided they navigate through their challenges with wisdom. Having Jupiter in Virgo in the 5th house suggests a person who is practical, detail-oriented, and enjoys creativity. They likely find joy in organized settings. They might have a knack for turning chaos into order, making them good at systematic planning and problem-solving. In relationships, this individual tends to be analytical, sometimes overly critical. They likely value intelligence and efficiency in their partners. They might struggle to go with the flow, preferring to have a plan for everything. Despite this, they are often helpers in their relationships, ready to provide advice or solve problems for their partners. Career-wise, this placement could favor fields where detail-oriented planning and creativity meet. This includes roles in project management, event planning, or any career that involves organizing complex systems, analyzing trends, and problem-solving. The strengths of this placement include being systematic, practical, and analytical. They succeed in environments that reward critical thinking and detailed planning. Their challenges could include being overly critical, not only to others but also to themselves. They might also struggle to let loose and enjoy life without a plan. The lessons for personal growth include learning to be more flexible and less critical. They might need to learn to appreciate the beauty in chaos. They would also benefit from balancing their logical side with their emotional side, allowing themselves to be moved by their feelings as much as their practicality. With Jupiter in Libra in the 5th house, an individual might seek balance and harmony in their personal creativity and romantic life. They greatly value fair relationships that are highly cooperative and mutually beneficial. This suggests a focus on partnership rather than using relationships for personal gain, cultivating an ethos of sharing and collaboration rather than competition. Their prominent traits likely include a strong sense of justice, diplomatic tendencies, and an innate charm, coupled with a love for art, beauty, and aesthetics. There may be challenges in finding this balance, particularly when others do not reciprocate their commitment to fairness. However, they tend to remain optimistic and enthusiastic in their pursuits. On the career front, this placement stimulates an interest in careers requiring creativity, diplomacy, and partnership. Law, public relations, art, or entertainment industries could be suitable options. The artistic environment, in particular, could provide the harmony and co-creation they thrive on. Strengths of these individuals may include their adaptability, intellectual curiosity, social skills, and optimistic outlook. Their buoyant personality often makes them popular in social circles. Yet, they may struggle with indecisiveness or a tendency to please everyone, which can lead to self-neglect or feeling overwhelmed. Personal growth could lie in learning to establish boundaries and cultivate the art of saying no. Discovering the balance between selflessness and self-care is key. It is also equally important to remember that while striving for fairness in all situations is noble, it may not always be achievable, and that's okay. A person with Jupiter in Scorpio in the 5th house typically has intense emotions and a deep desire for self-expression. They may have a knack for transforming even mundane or negative situations into learning opportunities. Appreciation for art, drama, and entertainment is common, they may excel creatively or pursue careers in these fields. In relationships, they may seek partners who are emotionally adventurous, combining intimacy with mystery. Trust issues can be a challenge, but their capacity to forgive and heal is significant. Relationships often serve as a source of profound personal growth. Professionally, they may gravitate towards jobs where they can utilize their intuition and insight. Jobs involving finance, counseling, or the arts could align with their skills. However, their intensity and desire for control might create difficulties in teamwork scenarios. Strengths associated with this placement include emotional resilience, creativity, and an ability to rebuild from challenging situations. The challenges are learning to trust, managing their intensity, and not succumbing to jealousy or possessiveness. Personal growth lessons include learning to use their emotional energy constructively, fostering open channels of communication in relationships, and coming to terms with their own darkness and that of others. By managing their emotional intensity, they can achieve personal and professional harmony. Finally, keep in mind, while the Jupiter in Scorpio in the 5th house placement can provide some insights into one's personality, it is merely one aspect of the comprehensive astrological chart. Individuals with Jupiter in Sagittarius in the 5th house often display a love for adventure, optimism, and philosophical exploration. They tend to be enthusiastic, outgoing, and generous, with a natural flair for teaching, oration, or performing arts. They frequently have an inherent knack for attracting good luck, particularly through creativity, gambling, or financial risk-taking. In relationships, they are drawn towards partners who share their love for exploration and personal growth. They are often charismatic and attract others with their zest for life and jovial nature. However, they can sometimes struggle to commit or become overly idealistic about their partners. Their career paths may naturally gravitate towards roles that involve creativity, travel, philosophy, sports, or education. They are typically high achievers but may face a challenge of overindulgence or overconfidence. Strengths of this placement include optimism, generosity, and being naturally lucky. These individuals often excel in inspiring others and are drawn to ventures where they can express their creativity. However, they might face challenges due to overconfidence, lack of restraint, or avoiding tedious details. Personal growth lessons for these individuals involve learning to temper their optimism with realism, leveraging their luck without becoming reckless, and utilizing their charisma to foster long-term, committed relationships. They should also strive to balance their desire for adventure with a disciplined approach to work and personal responsibilities. Their life's adventure requires learning moderation and commitment in relationships, career, and personal goals. A person with Jupiter in Capricorn in the 5th house might be self-disciplined, ambitious, and emotionally controlled. They are often seen as mature and responsible, due to the influence of the Earth sign Capricorn. They love structure and tend to have a serious approach to life, especially in relation to creativity, pleasure, and romantic relationships, which are represented by the 5th house. In relationships, they seek stability and security. Their romantic partners might find them reserved, but they are dependable. They tend to take their time in opening up to their partners and are known for their loyalty once they decide to commit. As for career, they could be great in roles that require perseverance, hard work, and meticulousness. Jobs related to management, law, or finance may suit them well. Their organizational skill and sense of responsibility can help them excel in their chosen professions. They could also do well in a role that involves working with children or creativity, as fifth house symbolizes these areas too. The major strengths of this placement include persistence, responsibility, and patience. However, they may struggle with being overly serious or rigid. They need to balance their serious nature with some lightheartedness and spontaneity. A key lesson for personal growth could be to learn to express emotions openly and freely. They may also benefit from taking risks and allowing spontaneity and joy in their lives. The journey of balancing duty with pleasure becomes significant for them. With Jupiter in Aquarius in the fifth house, you are likely innovative, original, and socially dynamic. You enjoy intellectual conversations, creativity, and independence. You may be drawn to cutting-edge technology, social activism, or humanitarian causes. You're likely to inspire others and be the life of the party due to your positive nature and ideas. Your relationships may be interesting and diverse. You value intellectual compatibility and mutual respect for independence. You might prefer friendships over romantic relationships, or require a partner who respects your freedom. Your career may spark social innovation or affect many people's lives positively. You could thrive in fields like technology, social activism, teaching, or counseling where your creative ideas can reverberate. Strengths include your originality, big-picture thinking, social consciousness, and a delightful combination of humor and intellect. Challenges may be a tendency to seek constant excitement, which could lead to impulsiveness. You may struggle with commitment in personal relationships due to your love for novelty and freedom. In terms of personal growth, learning to balance your need for intellectual stimulation with developing deeper emotional connections could be beneficial. Also, remember that while societal change is important, the changes should be implemented without causing harm or disruption. Learning to slow down and commit to one project, person, or cause would bring immense growth. Jupiter in Pisces in the fifth house indicates a person who is profoundly imaginative and intuitive. They have a strong inclination towards creative self-expression and could be naturally talented in the arts. This placement suggests potential career influences predominantly in creative fields, healing professions, or even spiritual leadership. In relationships, these individuals are romantic, sensitive, and generous. They seek deep spiritual connections with their partners. However, their idealistic and dreamy nature may lead to unrealistic expectations and disappointments. Strengths associated with this placement include optimism, compassion, and a robust imagination. These individuals are naturally intuitive, making them excellent at perceiving others' emotions. They have a strong sense of faith and a knack for finding hope in difficult circumstances. Challenges for this placement may revolve around over-idealization and escapism. They might struggle with setting boundaries and may swing between intense involvement to complete detachment in relationships. They are prone to exaggeration, which can lead to relationship issues. Personal growth lessons include learning to balance their emotions and the ability to discern fantasy from reality. Identifying and working on the tendency to retreat from reality during challenging times can lead to substantial personal growth. Developing a balanced view of relationships and learning to handle disappointments effectively can enhance personal development as well.